Hello and welcome to the Basic Bee podcast. I'm your host, Brittany Herzberg, your favorite SEO strategist and coach. I am coming to you fresh off the 3-day SEO series, Google Me Baby. It was such a blast. There were over 130 of you signed up, which is incredibly exciting. And honestly, I'm touched. I mean, seeing that many people take the time to sign up for something like SEO and to show up for the live calls or watch the replays, that just proves to me that entrepreneurs like you are looking for alternatives. We've come far enough in business and in life to realize we don't need to sacrifice our sanity in order to get leads. We and our businesses deserve so much better than, let me just post this on Instagram just because it's the end of the day. And if I don't, people will forget me and not sign up to work with me. It's baloney. And deep down, you know it. Okay, let me hop off this soapbox. I want to share a recap of what was covered in the 3 days, as well as some ahas and really awesome questions that were asked. Before I get started, if you get to a point as I'm speaking where you're like, how can I get my SEO to do these magical things? Your next best step is to check out SEO and Grow, which is my 3-month group coaching program for established entrepreneurs who are beyond ready to have leads finding them online. No chasing people around the gram required. Doors are opening next week, and all the information you need will be on the page linked in the show notes. Now, let's get into this recap. First, what in the heck was Google Me Baby? It was a 3-day SEO masterclass series showing you exactly how to get good leads straight from Google and even social media without needing to be on every single day. Using my SEO and Grow method as a guide and featuring recent client wins, you got clear on the steps you need to take to magnetize dream clients and opportunities to you using your digital footprint. Day 1, it was all about uncovering your current SEO strategy health. We got clear on what was happening on your website right now and why you haven't gotten good leads or maybe any leads from your website yet. You got a deeper understanding of how all the SEO things connect across the internet, clarity on what actually needs to shift so you start attracting aligned clients and opportunities, and the very same 3-step website audit process I do for clients before we even begin the SEO process. I walked you through a simple 3-step website SEO audit. We used 2 tools, and actually one of the questions was if you need to pick one of the extensions or if you need to use both. And the answer is both. I mentioned the detailed SEO Chrome extension as well as the Ubersuggest Chrome extension. Ubersuggest we were using to see what keywords exactly your website is associated with or ranking for. And detailed SEO, that extension, we were using to see something called titles and descriptions, aka SEO titles and meta descriptions, as well as H1 headlines. What was happening with those 3 pieces of information? Because those are the 3 pieces of information that, frankly, if you do nothing else with SEO, please do those. Pay attention to those. Your title and your description show up on a Google search results page, and you need one and only one H1. There was so much more packed into the masterclass, even just on day 1, but that was like the high level of what we did. We also worked on understanding why you're not getting found on Google yet. And for many of you, it was because the SEO titles were non-existent, or they were too short, or they were way too long. And same thing with the descriptions. Non-existent, too short, too long. The robots need those pieces of information, and they need you to be super clear with those pieces of information so they can send you the best traffic. I also shared the basics, and I mean the basics, of keyword research that everyone can master. We start with my favorite, those 3 big questions that I ask everyone. And if you're new here, it's who do you help, how do you help them, and what do you want to be known for or as? So we covered all of that because if you don't have those answers, you cannot pass go. You cannot find good keywords. If you don't have some place that you're driving this bus, if you will, then you're not going to get good keywords because you really don't know who you want to get in front of or how you want to show up in searches. It's not possible. Another one of the questions that was asked was someone said that the Ubersuggest Chrome extension, the keywords by traffic, said that it didn't have enough data, so there were no keywords being pulled in. That's going to happen if 1, you don't have any SEO strategies plugged in at all, and 2, if you're not blogging. Because you can do step 1, you can get the SEO strategies plugged in there, but you still desperately need to do the blogging. which we talked about more on day 3. Stay tuned. So that was day 1. We were talking about the phase 1 of the SEO and Grow program, which is all about understanding SEO. What is this? How does this work? High level, talk to me. And that's what we did. Day 2 was all about making SEO implementation a breeze. You got to see how simple it can be to tackle the task of SEO on your website and your social profiles. Because yes, shocker, SEO isn't just tethered to your website. It gets to follow you around online. And I've started saying that it's almost like a stalker, which I should probably stop saying, but it is what it is. You got an understanding of what it takes to do SEO in the short and the long term, a grasp on the benefits of having your socials and your website SEOified, and the knowledge of where you actually need to go on the back end of your site to make those SEO changes. One of the things I did with this whole series, first of all, was I made it very action-oriented, and that was on purpose. Everything I do has such an intention behind it. You would be surprised if you saw the inside of my brain. But I wanted this to be action-oriented because I wanted you to see that you can do it. You have access to these things. You can find these things. You can plug stuff in. It's obviously going to work a lot better if you have a guide or someone helping you with things, but you now have all of the stuff to know where to go and what to do. So on the call, when we were looking at where we implement SEO, where we actually go on the back end of our websites, I was showing the back end of my Squarespace website, and one person was asking if they could also find this on the back end of their WordPress site. Yes, it does not matter what website hosts you have, Kajabi, Wix, Squarespace, you name it, you've got a place for your SEO stuff. I have yet to run across a website where we can't find the SEO title, where we can't find the meta description. I have bumped up against one website that was being a pain in the tush about H1 headings, but that's a story for another day. So you can find the SEO title, you can find the meta description, and you have access to actually make these changes. One of the other things that we looked at was, I mentioned, you can have SEO on your website. You can also have SEO on your social profiles. If you have an Instagram profile, go look at that bold section, that bold spot. On mine, it says something like SEO strategist and coach, podcast host. People have found me because I have that in the bold section of my Instagram profile. And I used some of the keywords that were part of my strategy for my website to plug in there to help make me findable even over on Instagram. So when I say this SEO thing follows you around online, that's what I'm talking about. We also talked about the number one mistake to avoid with SEO, which is, drumroll please, not doing it at all. I cannot tell you the amount of times I have even this year done mini SEO audits for people, given them the stuff, given them the tutorials of how to plug it in, where to plug it in, said I'll answer questions for them, and they just freeze. They don't go plug things in. And there's no shade, there's no shame. It happens because all of this stuff can be really confronting. You can know where to go plug this stuff in, but maybe you don't feel good about plugging it in. Maybe you don't feel confident that you can actually do this thing. You can. So take the time to answer those 3 questions. Take the time to just go poke around on the back end of your website and see where you have your SEO title and your meta description. And if you have some of that SEO stuff from me, from a mini audit, go plug it in. That's all you got to do. Bing, bang, boom. You're all done. There was another question that was asked on day 2 about what do I mean when I say established entrepreneurs? And what I mean by that is that you've been around probably for 3+ years. You may have gone through a pivot or a rebrand. You know enough about who you help, how you help them, what you want to be known for. You can answer those questions. You can answer them confidently, and therefore you can do keyword research, and therefore you can put together really solid SEO strategies. So that's what I mean when I say established. You've been around for a minute. You're very clear on your business. You just need a little bit of support plugging all that stuff in, uncovering the right keywords, knowing that you've got the right stuff in the right places. Okay? It's become pretty obvious that the marketing you've been doing is not the marketing you want to continue doing. The constant filming your life, posting every day, also a whopping 3 to 5% of your entire audience can see what you have to say, and just generally feeling like you're chasing people around the internet. Enough. That is so much effort on your end. It's time for a strategy that will market for you. Enter SEO. Wait. Don't leave yet. I know SEO sounds like this crazy, impossible to learn, shell out thousands of dollars for the rest of your career kind of thing, but that's a lie. and the complete opposite of what you'll find inside my 3-month group coaching program, SEO and Grow. Inside SEO and Grow, you're surrounded by a group of entrepreneurs who are also done putting their all into the algorithm. And I'm there with all of you walking through my 3-part SEO and Grow method. You know, the proven process that's gotten entrepreneurs just like you results like showing up on page 1 in just a couple weeks, getting warm to hot leads straight from Google in just 1 month, and showing up in AI searches because they've taken the time to optimize their websites for SEO, even making sales straight from their podcasts. I know, kind of just what you've been looking for, right? Explore everything inside SEO and Grow with the link in the show notes. Doors officially close November 5th. I'll see you inside. Day 3 was all about the maintenance phase, where you get to experience the support of a truly sustainable marketing strategy. You discovered how SEO gives you time and money back with very little effort. We looked at a strategy that lets life happen but keeps your business running. No feast or famine like we have with social media. You got to see a simple process to walk yourself through and check on and improve your SEO each month, and an easy to follow game plan to check in and make changes to your SEO each month. It is kind of crazy, right? When you look at what is actually required of you to get leads and then to maintain your SEO. It's really simple. That 3-part monthly strategy is looking at the data, making decisions based on the data, creating content, fixing some stuff on your website to make sure that you're giving people the best experience once they get to your website, and making sure that they can get to your website. It is absolutely wild to see people, even like in these 3 days, they took steps every single day. So I'm excited. I'm recording this on day 3. So I'm excited to see what action steps they took after that call, because again, I made this actionable intentionally so that you could go do this stuff, so that you could see that you can do this stuff. Yes, of course, it's easier having someone by your side, but you're capable of it. On the call, I had you look through your calendar and actually schedule in the day that you're going to be looking at your SEO each month for the next 3 months. So if you're listening to this episode and you're like, oh, that's a brilliant idea, pick somewhere in that first 2 weeks of the month. You could pick the 5th, you could pick the 10th, you could pick some other date, but carve out the time, maybe an hour, to at least go in Google Search Console, in Google Analytics, on the back end of the analytics of your website. Just take a peek. What's the traffic doing? What are the keywords doing? What can I do with that information? And then the other action item that I had us all do was find the broken links on our website. So I'll include the link below. It's called brokenlinkcheck.com, I believe. Check the show notes. But you go to the website, you type in your domain name, and it'll pull up whatever broken links you have. And the broken links are showing up because people aren't able to actually get to where you're trying to send them. And we want them to get where you're trying to send them. So it makes a huge difference to make that change, to focus on these things each month, to, like I said, get people, help them actually get to your website, make that process easy, and then help them have a good experience once they're on your website. One question that I got on the call was that someone has my SEO basics course, but they haven't touched it yet. And they were curious how that actually fits into SEO and Grow. The SEO basics course is phase 1. So the SEO and Grow method is broken into 3 phases, which is what I shared over the course of 3 days in this SEO series. Surprise, right? Phase 1 was day 1, all about understanding SEO. Phase 2 is day 2, and that was all about implementing SEO. Phase 3 was day 3, which is all about maintaining SEO. So my SEO basics course is all about phase 1, understanding SEO. You've got resources in there, but the bulk of the point of that course is so that you understand what the terms are. You understand how SEO works online. I've mentioned your website and social media. There's more. Maybe you have guest blogs. Maybe you're a therapist and you have a directory listing. There's all kinds of sorts of stuff in your digital ecosystem, in your online web presence that ties together and points back to you and can drive traffic to your website. And it all is working to make you more visible to the right people who need to find you, who are looking for you. So that is just phase 1, part 1. SEO and Grow walks you through all 3 phases. So I'm going to share that with you in a little bit. These replays, the videos, are going to be live until November 1st, and then poof, they're gone. So if you want to go and see some of the stuff that I'm actually talking about, go check the link below. There's a replay page. You have everything there. If you have any issues, let me know, but it will be tested by the time this thing goes live. So I've watched the videos, Brittany. What's next? Now it's time to do SEO and grow, baby. As you've heard me say, we officially begin on November 5th and the party don't stop till February 18th. And this round is the lowest priced and the most time that it's ever going to be. We actually have 16 weeks together because there are breaks built in for holidays and the end of the year and the beginning of the year. So I'm really excited to see how these implementation weeks change the program because I think it's actually going to be really helpful. The next round after this November round won't kick off until March at the earliest. So that's 4 whole months you'll be waiting if you don't sign up this time. And if that happens to work better for you, email or DM me and we'll get a game plan set up for you. I do not want you to be like some of the people I've had conversations with where they take the time to chat with me about SEO, but they don't take a step forward. And here we are, no joke, 9 months later, and they still don't have an SEO strategy in place. I checked this week. I saw lots of people that I had conversations with 9 months ago. They haven't changed a single thing. So they're still staying stuck online. They're still not getting found. So if do it yourself or done for you is more of a fit right now, you have those options as well. The SEO Basics course is going to be your DIY option. And like I said, it is really phase 1 of the method that I teach. And done for you website SEO optimization is going to be your hands-off option. As of this recording, I have one more spot for 2025 and I'm already booking 2026 clients. So you can reach out and we'll get you slotted in as well. Regardless of which path you choose, taking the first step of committing to actually doing SEO is the most impactful one. It's you saying, I'm done letting these robots decide who I am and what I'm about and which clients they're going to send my way. It's you taking back the narrative and claiming who you help, how you help them, and what you want to be known for. And there is such power in that. I get so fired up about this. I mean, clearly. I want to say a huge, huge thank you to you for spending a little time with me and with SEO. I told you that it wasn't as scary as you might have thought. But I do get it. I do get it. And hopefully by now you can see that with the right results producing process and a guide who actually speaks your language, SEO is a very doable, very impactful marketing strategy for your business. Until next time, know that I'm over here cheering you on your SEO journey. You've heard me talk about it, but how exactly does social proof support SEO? Well, your clients are kind of freaking brilliant because when they share what it's like to work with you or what they were able to achieve or accomplish with your help, they use words that other people are searching for. For real, they'll say things like, I walk away with practical tips to apply SEO to my own business, or all online business owners need to know about your SEO course, or Brittany helps me understand SEO in a real and tangible way. You know what's coming next, right? I need your help to get the Basic Bee podcast reaching more of the right ear holes. When you follow, rate, review, and share the show, that helps me help more entrepreneurs discover and lean into the magic of SEO. As a little extra incentive to write a review, once a month, I'll be selecting one podcast reviewer to receive a free mini SEO audit. You'll help me get discovered and I'll do the same for you. Check the description for more info.